How are you, Colin?
Very well, thank you. Very well. Enjoying the good weather.
Oh yeah, it's great weather, and it is helping through these tough times. How are you getting on? Are you being kept busy? Do you have many horses in, or what are you doing?
Oh, we've all the horses out, but we put them out as soon as we closed down. But we spend a lot of time breaking all the 3-year-olds. We've about 25 3-year-olds on the farm, and we've put the same amount of 2-year-olds. So we've spent time breaking them and getting them going, and that's kept us busy up till about last week. And they're all finished and out now. So we're painting and power hosing and painting, and we're cleaning.
Getting the messy jobs done.
So we're about a month ahead. Normally we only be painting, in the middle of June. We're nearly finished all that now in the middle of May. So we're a month ahead, and the horses are out a month earlier, and they're going to get fatter and fatter. So we'd love to be able to get started back, which obviously we can't at the moment.
And when things do come back then, and you get the horses back in, how many horses will you hope to have for next season, Colin?
Well, unfortunately, we didn't get any 4-year-olds sold. We didn't even get running, you might say. But there's 20 of those 24-year-olds, and there's still 10 5-year-olds left. Where there's some of them are bits and pieces of form, we might be able to get them sold, and whenever comes a sales for us to sell them at, But if we don't get them sold, we'll have to have 20 24-year-olds and 10 5-year-olds, and about 25 3-year-olds to come in. So it's more than we ever would have been,
Yeah, so you'll be kept very busy then when things do start back. For people that mightn't know, Loughnamore point to point, for people who don't know that, you train right next to there or in there. It's a fine facility you have, and it's even though you are up the north, you're not too far from most places then.
No, we do. We do travel quite a bit, but you have to. When you have the numbers of horses in, you have to travel to get them running. But it's a fantastic place. It's owned by Wilson Dennison, and it's just a fantastic setup that he has. And he's always adding bits on and doing bits, to make it, to better the facilities. But it's very competitive nowadays, and you can't win a race unless you're 110% fit, and you have to be able to jump as quick as he can gallop nearly to win, especially those 4-year-old maidens nowadays,
Absolutely, they're very competitive. And before I talk about some of the horses that you've had, just a little bit about Wilson. He's a massive supporter of yours, and you've been involved with Wilson a long time now.
Yeah, Wilson would own all the horses himself, most of the horses. I would always keep one or two of my own, but he would own all the rest, and he wouldn't have any other owners in the yard, just his own, But he buys him and Ian Ferguson. They would buy a very nice store or yearling or foal with a good national hunt pedigree that will train on as they get older. They can just keep getting better and better, Some of them mightn't even make 4-year-olds, but as they get older, they'll always keep improving.
We could spend all day talking about some of the very good horses that have gone through your hands, but there's 4 horses in particular I'd like to speak about today, if that's all right. And the first one, we're going back a good bit, Imperial Commander, a son of Fleming's Firth. He won a 4-year-old Winners of One in Summerhill.
That's right.
He went on to be sold to Nigel Twiston-Davis, and of course, and his first run for Nigel, he won a bumper in Cheltenham, and after that he won 5 more times in Cheltenham, including the Ryanair Chase, and of course the biggest prize of them all, the Cheltenham Gold Cup. Tell us a little bit about Imperial Commander, Colin.
Well, I bought him at the Land Rover sale as a 3-year-old, and he was in the 3rd day. He wasn't even in. He couldn't have ran in the Land Rover bumper because the 3rd day was, as I said, the lesser horses. But I just liked him. He was a lovely, big, good-looking horse with a great walk to him, a great swing to him. And his pedigree was a bit slack up top, but he was from that old Bunny Cox's Tricks pedigree that was very good. When in my younger days, Bunny Cox was a very good trainer, and he had a lot of those Tricks horses, and Imperial Commander was part of that pedigree. But I broke him and got him going. We had him doing like galloping and school over fences and everything, and Kevin Ross came to me. I'm not just sure when it was January, February time, and those owners that friends in the north, I think they're called, no, I forget, but
Friends of the North, yeah.
Friends of the North, yeah. They came and they bought him off me before he ever ran the point to point. And Kevin and his brother Ison, they trained him on and ran him at Summerhill, and he won first time out for them. So I was delighted to see it, but there was a lot of people wanting to buy him after he won at Summerhill, but they were never going to sell him because they bought him they ran him in his point to point in Ireland, and then he was going to Nigel after that. So it'd be very, very, very good horse.
Would I be right in saying he cost 19,000?
He did, yes.
Top sales.
19,000.
He wasn't expensive considering what he went on to do.
But I think it was punts even at the time, so it was only costing me about 15,000 sterling, which he was just a real bargain.
I'm sure he was. I won't ask what that cost. Another very good horse that went through your hands is York Hill, son of Bresenton. He's a 4-time Grade 1 winner for Willie Mullins. He unseated on his first run in Toonbridge, if I believe,
right.
Am I right? And then he went and won in Tattersalls for Derek O'Connor,
That's right,
a 4-year-old maiden. He won 2 bumpers for Willie. He won a maiden hurdle, actually beating Road to Respect in Punchestown, I think. And then he went to Sandown and won the Tallwood hurdle. And then he went on then to win the Neptune in 2016. And he won a Grade 1 in Aintree. And of course, then he won the JLT. Tell us a little bit about him, because he seemed like a horse who was very, in his races for Willie, he was very keen and very lit up. And obviously he had problems as well then.
He was always a little bit quirky like that, even when we had him. Wilson owned him. He was going to win a Toonbridge, and he sort of jumped out to his left, and Jared Quinn, his rider, couldn't get him back inside the doll, and he went out the side door. And then the next day he ran in Fairyhouse, but he was maybe a bit better in Fairyhouse, and he did jump a little bit to the left at the last, but overall he was very good. And he always done it right through his career with Willie as well. For some days he would be worse than others, but he was always heading off to his left. But a very good horse. He always showed us plenty right from the word go, It'd take a good horse to work with him,
And 2 of the other horses that I want to speak about, Colin, is more recent in times than those horses. Is one horse, Chosen Mate. He won a 5-year-old maiden for you in Lochbrickland.
That's right.
Sold then to Gordon Elliott, and of course he won 4 times for Gordon, but one of those was in the Grand Annual this year in the Cheltenham Festival. He seems to be a very good buy for Mouse O'Ryan and Gordon now, and he looks like a horse who could improve an awful lot.
He's improved. But I bought him as a 4-year-old through Tom Marr at Sands Well Chosen, and he didn't show a lot. We broke him as a 4-year-old, so couldn't get him out till he was 5, really, and didn't show a lot in the springtime as a 5-year-old. But he got to grass him when he came back in. He was just a complete different horse, and we went to Lochbrickland like very sort of confident that he'd win, and he did win, and he won well. So I took him to Cheltenham Sales, and Gordon bought him at Cheltenham Sales. But he's getting better and better all the time, I'd say. But Well Chosen's a very good sire, and he gets a lot of good type of horses, for a horse that wouldn't have many foals on the ground, sort of thing. But no, Chosen Mate, hopefully he could be a great horse someday,
Yeah, he seems to be that sort of horse. One then, the most recent of them all then, is a horse called Baddy Adam. He's a son of Fame and Glory. He won his 4-year-old maiden in Port Rush of late 2019, October, I think it was.
Yes, right.
He then went to November Cheltenham Tattersall sale, and he sold for 330,000. Fine big animal. I was at the sale myself. I seen him that day. Beautiful horse. He ran in Navan earlier on this year for Gordon, but he seemed to be very keen for Jamie Codds. There was a lot of hype about him, how good he was. But then he went up to Downpatrick and he proved how good he is by winning a bumper. Never came off the bridle by 18 lengths. I'd say he's going to be a very impressive horse.
Yeah, he'll keep improving too all along. A nice horse, an easy horse to train. But I'm sure he'll learn to settle when he goes jumping. You know.
You find that a lot of those horses, they can be keen in bumpers, but when they have a fence or hurdle in front of them, they settle down a lot more.
The day he won his point to point, now we did work him at Moira in a schooling race maybe a week beforehand, and Stephen Connor rode him and said he was pretty keen. Maybe we should wait another week or two to try and get him settled more. But I said I wouldn't worry much about him being keen. He'll not be too keen in a 4-year-old maiden, because to go a good gallop in the 4-year-old maiden. And sure enough, like you Stephen did no bother. He settled them great and gave a great ride. He won very impressively. He won more or less the same as that Finney and Oscar won there a few years before that for Dennis Murphy. You know, he just came out of the bunch and went away.
This season gone, is the first season Stephen Connor's been riding for you. Derek O'Connor would have mainly rode everything for you. How's that partnership with Stephen going? Seems to be going well anyway so far.
Very good, very good. Like he knows the horses, and he's just keen for them to win, as we all are, you know. So he works hard and does the job all right. So hopefully he'll have a better season. But he's tipping away not too bad. Like, you know, we're getting. He's just getting to know, I suppose, the gallops and the place itself. So hopefully when we get him back in now, we'll get sailing. And whenever that happens, I don't know.
No, I know. Hopefully sooner rather than later. Just before I let you go, a little bit about Derek O'Connor. He's unbelievable rider. What he's achieved, he's still going strong as well. He's rode so many winners for you over the years. You've had and still have a fantastic partnership. He's
a genius. That's all I can say about him. He's won on horses maybe he shouldn't have won on. That nobody else would have won on. You know, he has this knack of making a horse run and makes it look easy. You know, you could put him on a very difficult horse and he'd make him look easy, an easy ride. You know, just always never was a great rider from the very beginning when I knew him at first. And we did have plenty of good days, and then the odd bad day too. But you know, I'm sure he'll ride first again at some stage. You know, whenever we can get him, sort of thing.
No doubt, we'll see Colin McKeever with plenty of 4-year-old winners in the autumn and breaking through into 2021. But listen, Colin, thanks very much for taking the time. Most importantly, stay safe, yourself and your family, and hopefully get those horses in and plenty of winners for the coming season.
We'll let the other lads win an odd race too, so we will. Anyway, thanks very much indeed.
No bother. Thanks very much, Colin. Mind yourself.
Cheerio. Thank you.